Hi everybody, it's Christina and thank you for joining me. So today we're going to be working with the Trellis. This is the 5x7 Trellis from the Decoupage Delight collection. We're going to team it with some plain white card and some Brusho crystals, and these are just added to some water. So this is just one idea that I've used, and this is using the waste pieces that fall out of the die. But I've got two pieces of card and I'm going to do one with two colours and one with one colour. So I think we'll use lilac and green, that's purple and green on that one, and we'll use a yellow one on this one. Now you can either spritz your card first or you can add your powders first. So I'm just going to add a little bit of powder, and I know you can't see a lot of that, but you really don't need a lot. So that's just a little bit of yellow powder, and for this one I'm going to add some green and push the mapping pin back in, and then the colours can't come out, and we'll add some purple to this one. And that's all we need. So all I'm going to do now is just shield the card a little bit and spritz it with some water. Now you can add as much or as little as you would like, and with this one we'll add the same, we'll do the same. So there's the green coming through and there's the lilac. Now if you don't like your colours quite that deep, then all you need to do is take some kitchen roll and you're just going to blot it. And that will take the colours off a little bit, and then you can blot it some more just to lighten the colours underneath. Now don't mix your kitchen rolls up with your colours. So we're just going to blot this one as well. And there we are. Now you can either leave those to dry on their own, or you can heat them with your heat tool. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now if your paper warps as you're drying it, just flip it over and heat the other side and it will go flat again. So with the dies and my panels, I'm going to cut that one out completely in green. I'm going to cut this one out with the trellis one, and I'm going to cut this one out in just plain white. So we'll just put those two on one side for now, and once you've cut this out you can remove it from the die. So if you push these pieces out, these will just fall out. Don't forget the bits that go around the side. And then you can remove this from the frame. So there you have two different cards really. You can use the waste pieces in another card, and you can use the frame on a complete card base. So now we can use this die, no, we can use this one, and we can cut this out again in white. So once you've cut this out again in white, if you look carefully at the dies, you will see that this piece fits very neatly onto the front of that piece. So once you have that piece cut out, you can add that to the one that you've just cut out in the coloured card if you wish, or you can use it on something else. It's entirely up to you. Keep the pieces that you cut out of that anyway. Now you will find that this will fit onto the front of a 5x7 card. So for this DL card I've created another panel that will sit on the front, and I'm going to put that in an embossing folder. So I've added this to the Perfect Roses folder, and once that's been embossed, that is what it will look like. So we'll get that glued in place, and then we can add the other pieces to the card. And then with some glue we can just add in these pieces as and where we would like them on the front of our card. Now for this blue one, I've put the patterned piece on top of the white frame, and I've just added some foam tape to all the intersections, and then I'm going to add this to the front of my 5x7 card. So these are the pieces that came out of this. With this one I have an A6 card that I'm using in landscape. I've got a little strip that will go across the middle, and then starting in the centre I'm just adding these to the panel. So we'll just glue these in place so that we go all along that strip. And we only need enough to go across the front of that card, so we'll add another one in. And we'll have a paler one. Now that will fit on the front of my card. Just make sure that they're all stuck down. That will fit along there. We'll do another panel that goes under there and we'll emboss that. So I've embossed this panel in the diamond embossing folder. I've taken my strip and I've placed it where I want it to be on my card, and I've just bent the ends around. But before I add that to my card, I'm going to put some double-sided tape behind it, just to keep it raised up a little bit from the card. And then once I've done that and I've taken the backings off, I can add this to my embossed panel. So we'll make sure that that's straight, and we'll add that to the centre. There we go. Fold those round the back and they can be glued out of the way, and then we can add all this to the card. There we go. So far we have 2 cards created from this panel. We have 2 cards created from that panel. Now for this one I cut it out of the coloured paper, and I've added the white frame to the top. And I'm going to use that in landscape. Now these are the pieces that I cut out of that, and I've added these to some double-sided sticky sheet. And then where the spaces are left between the little diamonds, I've added some glitter. So that's another card there, and this can be added to my 5x7 base. So these are the other 2 pieces that we cut out, and to keep this as one solid piece, I think we'll just add this to the top, and that will give us a coloured background underneath a white frame, and we'll add that to a 5x7 card. So those are some base cards ready to be added to, and the dies that I've used are this and this one to cut this coloured panel out. I've used these 2 to cut the white panel out, and that one to cut the coloured panel out on the front. And for this one then I've reversed it. So I've used these 2 to cut the coloured panel and this one to cut the white. And for this one I've just kept the base solid, and I've used these 2 dies to cut this out in white, and that's just been added to the card. And then, not to waste anything, I've used the bits that came out of that to create this card. I've used the shapes that came out of that to create this diamond card. And for this one I've used the offcuts from this to create this one, and that's been added to a glitter panel. I've also created this card which has used different colours, and of course we have the green one left yet to be added to a card, and the yellow panel that we did earlier. So you can add whatever you like to your cards. This one's got glitter on it and just a sentiment. This one's wrapped in ribbon. This one's just a happy birthday. But here's some of the other ways I've decorated my cards. So this one I've turned into a happy birthday card, and I've just added some lilac flowers. This one has lilac and silver flowers and best wishes on it. This one has lace wrapped round it and some peach flowers and good luck. For this one I've added some yellow foamy round flowers and a love you sentiment, and this one just has a little girl with her nose in the air and hello. And the items I've used to create my cards are the 5x7 trellis from the Decoupage Delight collection. I've used all the words from the special words sentiments, and I've used a couple of embossing folders, the Perfect Roses and the Diamond. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please join me on the next one. And why not subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, and then you'll always be aware when I add another video. You can always find me on the blog at Flowers, Ribbons and Pearls. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.